Hey guys, I just wanted to show. So I've been working on my frame set for the new 8.5 millimeter tiny whoop that I've been designing. I've designed the sixes and the sevens and a different 8.5 in the past. This one I like the design the best. It's all brand new from scratch. So um, and I tried, and I'm gonna have these frames available to purchase probably, if you want to build one, and also I'll be putting all the 3D files up as well. But I kind of wanted to go over something, so I tried. So this is the top frame section. It's a three-piece. One, two, three. Yeah, it's a three-piece frame. This one's PLA. The PLA seems to be the stiffest, definitely. But it is pretty brittle too. This one, pain in the butt, but nylon. I think it's probably indestructible. It has more flex than the other ones, but with the other the bottom piece here, it's going to add stiffness too. I think the nylon is going to be my choice to go with, and ABS. This would be my second choice probably because the heat resistance to the motors, and then any heat on the battery and the board. The ABS print's beautiful. By far the hardest to print is the nylon. So here is this is the top section of the frame. Then we go to, let's just grab we'll grab, all right, well, here's the ABS one. All right, in the bottom section of the frame, I designed to hold a battery, and this is like a stopper here, and then rubber band clips to come around. I can go ahead and put a battery on there and show you. I believe most of the 651 cells should fit. This is just a generic, what brand is this? Goddard? Coddar.net. Okay. But it's a 650 of this. I also have a 650, what's this one? Crazy Pony. The 600 Crazy Pony, same size. They both work. But it slides right in here, and so you can see I have it to where it can't slide back and forth, and it can't go out the back either. So it'll sit right there nice and tight. And I'll show you with the rubber band mounts here, how I do it, how I designed it to be done. Go behind this one, twist once, come back around, and hook it in. That's pretty tight, not too tight. And easy. Just slide it in. And then the battery can't go anywhere except out the front if you pull it, but it's pretty tight. So that is the landing gear too. So it sits and it clears the battery. Battery doesn't touch the ground. And then the top frame section will go just right on top of it. And that's going to be glued down. I could go ahead and glue it now. I don't know if I want to do that yet, but I guess I might as well. Alright, so I got some CA glue. I like the cheap Harbor Freight one. Might as well do it. Just gonna put, oop, that's way bigger than I wanted to. Not gonna cover it at all. I just wanted a tiny bit. That one's a bit large. Try your best to line it up. I'll just drop it right on there. Give it pressure for just a tiny bit here. I put the one drop too big. I did not want to put that big. And I don't have it perfectly lined up, but it's definitely close. It's good enough. I could have put some little notches or something in there to help with the alignment, but I didn't. It's easy enough to line up. I don't have to really worry about that. Yep, so yeah, I did get it off just a tiny bit there, and I put too much glue there too. But that's all right. That'll dry. But it's already on there. It's hard. Let me take the battery out. All right, so that's the top and bottom frame sections. So they just go together like that, and that's the landing gear. I like that. Now, I really like how I designed the motor mounts. Were my favorite part. And these are 8.5 millimeter brush motors. So I have a top, so they can't come out, like if the prop's pulling up, it can't come out the top. It won't be able to. And it's tight enough to where it's snug, and with the heat resistant ABS or the nylon, it's not gonna get soft and loosen up. So they will stay snug. And they just snap in. That's my favorite part about this. Let's see, it's pretty, I told you it's a tight fit, but they just snap in. I kind of put that one up too high. There we go. And then just push up and make sure it's all the way up in there. Well, that's it for installing the motor. It's pretty cool. Really tight fit. It's not going to come back out. You can get them back out if you just pry on the bottom here outward pretty hard. It'll come back out. But no need for glue or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and put all 4 in so I can show you the next part, because the third part relies on the motors to mount. Two, and I'm not even paying attention because these are forward and reverse motors. I'm just snapping them in there for the video. Let's see. Too high. It's 3. And 4. And just make sure they're all the way up. Yep. Okay. So all the motors are in. They clear the ground too from the gear, so they do not touch the ground. The last part is the prop guards, which is optional. I probably won't even use them, but I know a lot of people like to use prop guards. And then this is cool too, so it's all snapped together. And this part, let's see, let me get this out of the way. They snap on the same. Super glue, I hate super glue. I should have let it dry. They snap on in the opposite direction that the frame snapped on. Just like that. See how they snapped onto the bottom of the motor that's hanging out the bottom? Then you can push up and just make sure it's all the way in there. You see the bottom. I really like the design. And this is my first time putting it all the way around, so let's make sure it's all lined up before I go uploading this model. Because I have not put one of these together yet. Alright, that's the third one. It really is working really nicely though. This last one. And I got just thin enough here that PLA is flexible, and it's thick enough on the guards to protect too, and I don't think it'll break very easily at all. Sorry, I'm trying to get the motor wires out of there. All right. Maybe I need to adjust this file a little bit. It's tight. Trying to get out far enough to snap it in. Good Lord. All right. Snap in. Might have to snap like, oh, dang it. So it's a tight fit. Let me just make sure this all works. Come on, wires, get out of the way. Wow, that's a tight fit. But yeah, it does work. While we're in here, let's make sure it clears the props. I believe these are 40mm 4-blade props. And it definitely does. I'm gonna grab the other ones. Again, guys, this is just for fitment. I am not getting the props in the right orientation or anything. There is a forward, reverse. I mean, clockwise, counterclockwise. Get on there. Hard to see with the camera. Okay. They're all clearing pretty just nicely, like they're supposed to. That's that. Everything looks honestly great. This worked a lot better than like I said, I haven't assembled one, but it goes together so easy. I mean, you can see how fast it's gonna be to build one of these things. Super easy. And then the flight controller, any like whoop with the sideways orientation like this, see the arrow pointing this way, will work. But this is a Beta FPV. I like the Beta FPV F4s brushed with the onboard OSD. I have the camera wired up here, and this camera has the transmitter for the FPV goggles. And you can see that fits just nicely there too. And it does have room for spacers, so they do fit there. And then the TPU camera mount will mount just like that. And that's already, I already soldered the camera in, so I got OSD transmitting out on screen with that too. But you can see it's looking pretty good, man. I'm happy about it. From the bottom, let's put the battery in there too. I know the wires aren't going to be like this because they'll be plugged in, but let's go ahead and we'll just put this one in there. See how easy it is. Yep. Look at that. Landing gear hits, nothing else hits the ground. I'm loving it. Yeah, and I am going to have these files available. I'm going to upload them, not today, but I will pretty soon. And I'll do a build video too. But obviously, like, it's so easy to build, you just see like we basically just did it. As long as you got the right stuff. So you need a 8.5mm motors, 40mm props, 600 or 650 1-cell battery, a Whoop flight controller, brushed. Doesn't matter what brand or kind, really. Your own choice of camera, OSD. My TPU mount, I've already designed this before, and I like it because nothing's glued or anything. It has this little locking mechanism on the top, also printed out of TPU. Holds the camera really nicely. It's flexible enough, it can't break. And I've crashed with this exact mount like, I don't know what, 10 times. it's totally fine. Yeah, I like it. I think it's gonna come together nice. I could also go in and make a video on programming. I guess I could do programming these. I'm using the TX16 transmitter. I could do that part too, but you can see how easy. All we missed there was motor mount screws, and as far as building it, like the correct orientation with clockwise, counterclockwise for the props and motors, obviously. There isn't any more to building HIT. It's all just snapped together, you know. It's easy. And after that, we'll do a full build, actually get it flying in my next video. I could go ahead and go through the programming in the next video too, and then we'll actually fly it and see. We'll see how it does. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm gonna have these available for sale too. At some point, I just gotta figure out, like, because I don't want to make them expensive. I'm not really trying to make money off of them. I just want people to be able to build it, you know. And if you don't have a 3D printer, or at least one that can do ABS or nylon, or, you know, a good enough one to print good, and it would just make it available. And then I'll also put the files for the whole set basically on I use Colts 3D. I could probably put them on Thingiverse too. But I guess that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And stay tuned for the next video, because that's going to be like I guess the complete build, and then get it flying, programming on the remote, transmitter, and everything. So, all right, guys, later.